What's up, everybody? Welcome back. We got another 10-question business finance quiz. And if you haven't taken the first finance quiz, I will link that in the description. You can take that once you get done with this one. These are 10 multiple choice questions with explanations and answers, and you'll have 15 seconds to answer each individual question. All right, good luck on the quiz, and let me know in the comments how well you did on the quiz. Question number 1. Which one of these is not a business valuation methodology? A, income approach, B, Jackson-Meyer approach, C, market approach, D, asset approach. The answer is B, the Jackson-Meyer approach, which is a fictitious one that I made up for this example. The three primary business valuation methodologies include asset, income, and market approaches. Question number 2. What kind of investment is commonly considered the benchmark for a risk-free rate of return? A, the S&P 500 index, B, the large cap corporate bond fund, C, US Treasury bills, D, Bitcoin. The answer is C, US Treasury bills. The risk-free rate of return an investor can expect with generally zero risk of loss is a US Treasury bill. This risk-free rate of return is used in several finance concepts like the capital asset pricing model and the cost of capital. Question number 3. If market interest rates increase, what will generally happen to existing bond prices? A, increase, B, decrease, C, remain the same, D, the bond market is not predictable. The answer is B. Bond prices will decrease. When interest rates rise, existing bonds must compete with newly issued bonds offering a higher yield or higher interest rate. To stay competitive, the prices of older bonds fall, effectively adjusting their value to reflect the new, higher interest rate environment. Basically, if you have a bond at a certain price and it's yielding lower than the market, the offset is to reduce the value of that bond. Which of the following criteria does the capital asset pricing model use to calculate an investment's expected rate of return? A, company earnings and dividend growth. B, the risk-free rate, beta, and expected market return. C, inflation expectations and interest rates. Or D, historical stock prices only. The answer is B, the risk-free rate, beta, and expected market return. The capital asset pricing model is a financial model used to estimate an investment's expected rate of return based on systematic risk relative to the overall market. The formula is expected rate of return equals the risk-free rate plus beta, which is the measure of how sensitive the investment is to the market movements, times the market return less the risk-free rate. The market return is the expected return on the overall market. The risk-free rate is going to be the Treasury bill. If you remember a couple questions before, we talk about what the risk-free rate is for a lot of these finance concepts. Question number 5. Which valuation approach is most sensitive to terminal value assumptions? A, comparable company analysis. B, precedent transactions analysis. C, discounted cash flow analysis. Or B, book value method or book value analysis. The answer is C, the discounted cash flow analysis. A discounted cash flow is a valuation approach that estimates the value of a business by calculating the present value of its expected future cash flows plus the terminal value portion of the equation, which estimates the value of the business in perpetuity. Normally, you'll develop like a 5-year cash flow, and then you'll layer in this terminal value concept, which is what the business is worth in perpetuity. You add the two together, and you get your discounted cash flow valuation of the business. If you've gotten any value out of this video so far, please smash that like button. It helps the video out a lot. And consider subscribing if this is your type of material that you want to learn more about. All right, let's continue with question number 6. Question number 6. What are run rate financials? A, estimated results for the next quarter. B, budgeted estimates for the next calendar year. C, projected financials for the remainder of the year. Or D, the most recent results extrapolated for a full year. The answer is D, the most recent results extrapolated for a full year. Run rate financials is a metric that extrapolates a company's most recent results, such as monthly financial results or maybe even quarterly financial results. Then they project those out for a full year, giving a run rate. It's not for a full calendar year. You're going to take your most recent results and then take that out 12 months to get a sense of what the performance looks like from those current results. Question number 7. A&E Incorporated, an early-stage startup, receives a $1 million loan from Jackson Incorporated. The loan has an option to convert the balance into common stock of A&E upon maturity. This type of financing will be classified as A, a traditional promissory note, B, preferred stock, C, a convertible debt, D, bank debt. The answer is C, convertible debt. Convertible debt is a loan that can be converted into equity, common stock, preferred stock in a company instead of being repaid. This is a lot of startups like this because they don't have a ton of cash. So instead of paying loans back, they'll give you shares of the company. Question number 8. What is the internal rate of return? A, the discount rate that makes the net present value equal 0. B, the risk-free rate of return. C, the discount rate that makes the net present value positive. Or D, the average interest rate on corporate debt. The answer is A, the discount rate that makes net present value equal 0. In plain English, this means this is the break-even discount rate where the present value of your future cash flows equals your initial cost. Question number 9. What is not a typical source for financing a business? A, equity financing. B, debt financing. C, retained earnings. D, sales and revenue. The answer is D. Sales is not a source of financing. Revenue is the result of operating the business and will be used to pay operating expenses of the business. It's not going to be used to finance the business. Question number 10. Liquidity risk describes the risk that A, the value of assets will decline due to interest rates. B, not enough cash to meet financial obligations. C, errors and fraud impact cash flows. D, regulatory laws impact a business operations. The answer is B. There's not enough cash to meet financial obligations. Liquidity risk is the risk that a company will not have enough cash on hand to meet their short-term and potentially long-term obligations. There even could be a situation where the company looks solvent on paper but doesn't have cash to actually pay their creditors. All right, that's our business finance quiz. Let me know in the comment section how many you got correct on the quiz. Did you get 10? Did you get 9? Did you get 6? Be honest and let me know. All right, I appreciate you. Have a good rest of the day, and I will see you in the next video. Take care and goodbye.